What's up, everybody? You're back with the Chosen Con, and today in the studio we have with us Mr. Harp Singh, aka 3C Training,
Yes, sir.
right? So what we trying to talk about today, man?
Man, identity, how it can be a crisis.
Yeah.
How it's more than basketball, kind of.
So basically, me and Harp, we had a similar. Everyone has a different journey, but we had a similar one when it comes to basketball, minus the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God I didn't get injured. But we were super fixated on our identity with ball. So it's like they were one and the same. I was a ball player.
Mm-hmm.
Ball literally was life.
Mm-hmm.
We lived it. We slept it, man. Like every day, every moment, baller. So much so that who is Abubakar Khan, who is Harp, that they didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All your friends knew you as a baller too, right?
Yeah.
Like when they see you, what was it like? The conversations was just ball oriented.
Yeah, like I see someone at a whatever bar or whatever, be like, "Hey, how's basketball?" They wouldn't ask me how life is, like, how's everything else with life? And how's basketball? You still playing? Yeah, man, I used to be nice in high school.
Yeah, they always say that same old thing, and then it's tough because you get that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, I gotta be a baller.
Yeah.
Now when I see them, what do I say? Like,
The identity is a crazy thing, man.
So what do you think about the identity?
The identity for me I don't feel like identity is something that we have. It's that it's forced upon us.
So what do you mean?
So basically, say any identity you give yourself, if it's held on with attachment or any kind of that feeling of identity, it can actually cause more harm at times.
So if I think I'm a baller,
Yeah.
or if I think that, you know what, I'm this degree,
Yeah.
I'm that, then when that kind of gets snatched away from me,
Yeah.
it's like I have nothing left.
Word. So a deep thought is basically, you're not your identity. You're just a human.
Mm-hmm. The most basic level.
Word.
Yeah.
And I think once you get there, how I got there through my story of getting injured and then being at that stage, is that you're not your identity. You're just a human filling those identities for society.
Yeah, it makes sense. Even your name. I was talking to someone
Oh,
about
yeah,
that. Your name when you're born. The first thing that someone gives you is this your name. You're Harp now.
Yeah.
And now you're sick and you have to do all this and you're just born and you're like, what the hell? Like, this is who I am. And you're right. And then what do? We limit ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So me and you, we were ballers. And there's a lot of young ballers out there, man. Even soccer players, any athletes. This is stuff that me and Harp, we dive into in the podcast. But it really, like, I went into a depression because I lost basketball. And when ball is life, right? We talk about what happened for you when you got injured. So you injured your meniscus.
Yeah.
What happened?
So I injured myself, and at that point I was held on to this identity, which was just ball is life, and just playing basketball. That's all I knew. But when I got injured, I realized that life's more than basketball, and it's not just about basketball. It's about living life.
So what happened when you got injured?
Man, just went through a tough state. Really tough state, man. Didn't do much for 2-3 months after I got injured. And it hit me hard, man. A lot of days crying in my room, suffering, and picked up a book, man.
What was the book?
Eric Thomas, Secret to Success.
And then you were saying that once you read that book, how many books did you finish after that year?
That year, like 150 probably, yeah.
This guy don't mess around, man. Damn.
Yeah, so on everything, man. Leadership, business, basketball. I read a lot of Coach K books, Coach Cal, Michael Jordan books, stuff like that.
And that really helped you just with your foundation.
Foundation, like we talked about in the podcast, the 8 forms of wealth, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about money, or it's not just not about basketball. It's about, there's wealth in different things: health, family, adventure.
Yeah, traveling,
giving back, contribution and stuff like that. So yeah.
And you also talk about how the game now is romanticized. All these ballers. What do you mean by that?
Just a lot of people wear like $300 shoes.
Big baller brand.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff, and they're not putting in the work. We see a lot of players really seeing this NBA culture and ballislife.com and all this stuff as something that what basketball is really about. And they're not playing it for themselves at one point. It's more about the status and ego, and you got to come back to yourself and say, why am I playing the game? Is it for the love?
Yeah.
Because the love will take you far. Doesn't matter what level you play at. You can play at the lowest level, CCAA, college, but if you have the true love for it, then you'll last.
And what if you don't? What if you're doing it for other people?
Then you'll come to a point you hit a brick wall and be like, damn.
Yeah.
Where do I go? A lot of players will hit that. They're gonna be like, they're gonna finish high school season. They think they're nice, best player on their team. Boom, hit a brick wall. They have no foundation.
They don't know who they are, like we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens? So I know with 3 Seed, what you've been doing is you're teaching them how to play ball, but then you're teaching them the mindfulness. You're talking about meditation, and you're also teaching them what else?
This leadership, goal setting, values. So I go to a lot of schools and teach this stuff. So basically, like, goal setting, values. What do you value? Because clarity. Robin Sharma, one of my mentors, clarity breeds mastery, right?
Yeah. Clarity breeds mastery.
Yeah, so you gotta be clear of what you do. Clarity, you gotta have a clear vision.
If my vision is muddled and I'm trying to do everything and all that, I'm not gonna go nowhere.
Yeah, so you gotta be very tunnel vision kind of thing.
That's interesting, man. And so even now, let's take a step back. For all these kids right now in this day and age that are trying to figure out with ball, like, what's the best advice you would give them other than that? So work on your game. What about the mindfulness and all that? Like, what would you say? I
feel like you got to work hard. Three, if it takes 3 workouts a day, that's fine, but it's bigger than the game. So if you're a college player, if you're a grade 12 player, you can go to elementary school and give back.
Yeah.
Because you have a story of playing college basketball. Don't think you need to be a pro player in the NBA to go to elementary and say you should set goals, because they look up to you. A lot of people don't have father figures, man. They're you know that too. Like, if you don't have a father figure, you can be that person that goes into a school and changes a kid's life. One kid.
And that's it. It ripples.
Word. And that's what advice I give, man, is that if you're a young hooper out there, grade 11, grade 12, you've been a star of your team, go back to elementary, give back, spread love. That's what it comes down to, I think, man.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if you start doing that, I think if everyone starts doing that, giving a little bit back, it's gonna be a big deal. Like right now, in the podcast, we talked about a friend of mine who didn't have a father figure, right? Who, like, he had people giving back, but then at the end of it, it kind of fell off. So it's like, I can keep giving you, and I'm going to tell you you're going to be a baller, and you're in elementary school, I'm going to tell you you're going to be great, and I'm not giving it to you realistically. Once this person goes into the real world, right, he ended up getting murdered, he ended up going to a drug game, all this stuff, right? It just went the wrong way.
Word.
And if he had someone even older than him, like once he graduated from high school, someone that used to be a pro, or someone that could tell him that, you know what, there's life outside of basketball, and you don't have to be a drug dealer to have that team, I think he would be alive right now. Word. But he never had that.
Yeah, I think that guidance is very important. And even if you have siblings, right, younger siblings, we talked about in this podcast, like, make sure you talk to them, right?
Yeah. Be open for him, man. That's what's up. And today that's what our that was our conversation was. There's more to life than ball. And I'm sorry, ball is life. They're probably pissed at us. Right? There's more to life than that, and there's also don't romanticize all these players. They're human beings. Yeah. How many guys make the league a year? You were saying
60 draft picks, but I don't even think all those players make the league, man.
Really?
Yeah. So it's probably, I don't know how many, but there's 60 picks every year.
Yeah.
They have to go to play in the summer league.
It's tough. It's a tough road, and if you're not, one thing I learned about life is this. Let's say me and Harp, right? We're both we don't play ball. And I want to do it for the money, like we were saying earlier. I want to do it for the fame. I want to do it because my parents will be proud. All these things. I'm gonna work hard at it. I'm gonna work from 9 to 5. I'm gonna grind. Let's say, Harp, that you're passionate about it and you're doing it because you're like, yo, my mom's gotta eat. This as an example. Your why is powerful. You're gonna be working on it 9 to 9. You're gonna be working on it while you sleep.
Exactly.
You're gonna be living it. You're gonna be breathing it, and you're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat me alive. You're gonna eat me for breakfast.
Because that why is like bigger than you.
Yeah.
Why you're doing it is bigger than yourself.
And you said something about that. When it's bigger than yourself, you start living?
Exactly. When it becomes bigger than you start actually living.
And that's it. All right, then, everybody. That's the podcast for today. Check out 3C stuff. Check out his YouTube videos. Hit him up. I even told my cousin to start training with you.
Yeah, he came out with him.
I told him, I'm like, yo, if you want to get a real workout in, not all this fake stuff, you know what I mean, where you're doing all these random things, I'm like, go. And he told me he was dead. He's completely dead. So basically, check him out. And the coolest thing about Harp, too, is that he's always giving back. That's the key. That's where I started connecting with him, was that I kept seeing he was talking to these kids in elementary schools, that he was playing ball, but he was taking a step further than that. And that's I have a lot of respect for that, man. Yeah. So, again, thank you for coming on the show.
Man.
Yeah.
Always.
Check out the podcast, because we dive into a lot of different things. And we're going to see you soon. Peace. Are we doing a staring contest? Subscribe. Check out the podcast. Stop looking at my ugly face.